Good evening, these are your top stories tonight on Volt News Network. This evening, we do not have much news to report that we did not already cover in our earlier report. A federal judge in Texas issued a temporary restraining order on Monday to prevent the Biden administration from cutting razor wire installed by Texas authorities along the Rio Grande near the Mexico border. Texas officials had filed a lawsuit last week requesting that federal border authorities be prohibited from interfering with miles of razor wire running along the river. The wire fencing was installed by the Texas National Guard as part of an initiative launched by Governor Greg Abbott in 2021 to deter illegal immigration. In her order, the judge stipulated that federal officials would still be able to cut the wire in the case of a medical emergency that could result in serious injury or death. However, the order otherwise blocked the federal government from cutting or damaging the wire until a hearing can be held on November 7th to consider Texas's broader request. The judge's order represented a temporary victory for Texas in its legal challenge accusing the Biden administration of undermining the state's border security efforts. Computer giant Apple held a scary fast event to announce new Mac products featuring its latest M3 chips. The M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max chips were introduced, which are Apple's first built on 3nm technology. These Apple-produced silicon computer chips are now fighting head-to-head with certain PC component manufacturers, and at this rate will be neck and neck with traditional chips. The gambit from Apple to depart from using chips made by Intel was considered to be slightly risky, but seems to be paying off with these frighteningly fast computer parts. As Halloween approaches, the question of how old is too old for trick-or-treating continues to be debated in the United States. Some towns have laws setting age limits, though not all residents agree. Those interviewed in Detroit expressed a variety of opinions on the issue. However, Halloween celebrations are also seeing cutbacks for safety in other parts of the world. Both Japan and South Korea are witnessing reduced Halloween activities this year amid concerns over crime and the pandemic. This has dampened the festive atmosphere in these countries, which have increasingly embraced Halloween but are now taking a more cautious approach. The overall trend going into this Halloween season seems to be one of moderation and protection, rather than unfettered celebration in some areas globally. However, opinions on age limits for trick-or-treating remain mixed within communities in the United States. These have been your top stories tonight this Halloween. We want everyone to have a spooky time. Have a great night from Volt News Network.